Your Local 2 Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist John Mayer.
We're continuing to track that rainfall that we've got out there right now, making its way through the northern basin and giving us at least a chance for a little bit of wet weather during that morning commute. Where exactly is it setting up? Well, it's right here, setting from Seminole down through Andrews towards Odessa. That's where we're seeing that rainfall. But notice this isn't something where we're looking at storms covering a huge portion of the viewing area. This is just a very narrow band there. But still, if you happen to be underneath it, we got a chance of dealing with a little bit of early morning rain. We're also seeing some lightning with these storms as well. So do be careful out there when you're on your morning commute. But if you're not in line with that little band, probably not going to be dealing with any rainfall out there. However, this rain is continuing to churn hour after hour, and it looks like it's going to stay in place for at least a little while longer. So you might get a little bit of wet weather during that morning commute, but nothing compared to what we saw yesterday evening when we had much more widespread rainfall, a little under a quarter of an inch in Seminole, a little bit more than that in Snyder, and saw a decent amount of rain spreading all across the basin. Today, we get another chance for some more of that more widespread activity into this evening, but it's not necessarily in the basin this time. It's more south of I-10. That's where we get to see a lot of activity into the Davis Mountains, the southern Trans-Pecos, and that's where we'll start to see some more of that rain setting up a little bit later on today. For the rest of the region, though, really it's more of the same. It's that widespread rainfall, not really necessarily organized activity, but you can see showers and storms spreading across a good portion of the area. So something to keep in mind a little bit later, even if you're doing some traveling out of West Texas, still might run into some of that rainfall out there. So something to keep in mind. Of course, along with the rain comes those rising temperatures that we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks now. Triple-digit highs yesterday, 106 in Odessa, Midland, 103 in San Angelo, 104 in Del Rio, and some more of those very hot temperatures all across the viewing area, all the way up to 111 in Pecos. Second day in a row where we've seen temperatures that hot, and it doesn't look like today is going to be any exception. We're starting in the upper 70s, lower 80s, but give it some time. This afternoon is when we'll heat up in a big way. We're looking at more triple digits across the northern basin, 100 in Hobbs and Lovington, 103 in Andrews, and more of those 103s into Odessa and Midland as well. One thing that we can enjoy, though, is notice so far, and even when we go further, still no 105. So at least we're cooling down a little bit compared to where we've been over the past few days, and even dropping back down into the 90s, into the Davis Mountains. Still, though, plenty warm out there for all of us. It's not exactly like we're looking at winter weather just quite yet. Still 103 this afternoon, but at least it's a bit cooler than what we've seen recently. Triple digits through Sunday, but then dropping down into the 90s. Could still see some showers and storms off and on over the next couple of days, especially into the evening hours. So something else to keep in the back of your mind.